Fox College football analyst Joel Klatt's got some good news for you, Bama fans. Or is it? Here you go again.
Oh, no. He's John Longshore.
Dolly Parton reference there at the end.
Yeah.
Here you go again.
Looking better than a body has a right to. He's John Longshore, noted Joel Klatt and Dolly Parton fan. I'm Barry McKnight. It's the Wednesday show, August 26th. Tomorrow there will be college football of a sort. So many things just blowing into my head. What a game last night. Braves win with an Ozzie Albies single in the bottom of the 8th inning to beat the Dodgers in the first game of the series in Atlanta. Standing room only crowd.
Was it? What?
Yeah.
Barry, I want to give some credit to the pitcher for knocking mowing the Dodgers down at the top of the 9th. Can that guy get a little love?
Yep. Raul Iglesias.
I mean, I'm sitting there sweating it out. I mean, I heard that's how it ended.
Yeah. Yeah. But today, despite our show title, episode
562.
How did we get all the way to 562? The other day we were at 500. Okay, all right.
You never know. Another glitch. Blame it on the internet.
562.
562.
Okay.
Have I missed something? Have I been in a time warp? Who knows?
Yeah. The passing of Dolly Parton at the age of 80 is probably the thing that August 25th, 2026 will be best remembered for more than anything else. She joins John Longshore as the only two celebrities that I know who never had any enemies.
Well,
everybody loved Dolly.
Barry, everybody. How many presidents have ordered the flag to be lowered for a country music singer or any entertainer for that matter?
It didn't happen with Lyle. Well, Lyle Lovett still is. Lyle Lovett still with us?
I think he is. I mean, I know they dimmed the lights on the Vegas Strip when the chairman of the board passed away, but I don't think they lowered the flags.
Yeah, Dolly Parton was great singer, great songwriter, great actress. Yeah. Don't sell her short for her role in Steel Magnolias. She held her own with
Texas.
What was that movie she was in with Sylvester Stallone? That one was pretty awful. But
about that one.
Dolly Parton, great songwriter, great singer, great guitar player.
Yes.
And one of the great philanthropists of any celebrity, any performer in history. Her Dolly Parton Imagination Library gave away over 300 million books to school children and everything. So I loved her. I loved her. How many of you, this is the reach of, I loved her. Jolene was my favorite. She wrote that. But she had so many great songs. And so many great collaborations.
I will say, Barry, that duet with Kenny Rogers, man, not so good.
That was Kenny's fault. That was Kenny's fault. You know, the trio that she did with the group that called themselves the Trio, Emmylou Harris, Linda Ronstadt, and Dolly Parton, that was fantastic. Those Memories was the name of a song. It was outstanding. But this is the reach of Dolly Parton. How many of you, admit it, that have ever ridden down to I-65 just north of Mobile when you get over, near the swamplands north of town, the Mobile River or the whatever it is?
Yep.
What's the name of that bridge there? That suspension bridge.
Yeah.
That goes high. That's a Dolly Parton bridge, right?
Parton Bridge, yep.
Because it has those two big, anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. Dolly Parton, who passed away at the age of 80 yesterday, Longshore and McKnight. Remember you fondly?
Yes.
And
Rhinestone was that movie you were talking about.
Oh, Barry. With Sylvester Stallone. Yes, that was so Rhinestone. Bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Jay's giving us the rundown here.
Yeah. Jay is our guy for everything having to do with culture. He says, Rhinestone, what an unreal bomb. They both had fun making it, but it was a crash and burn. Sly is a lot of things, but a singer isn't one of them. All right, Jay. say which is worse. Rhinestone, I'm talking about Stallone now.
Oh.
Or something about I shot my mother with the lady from the Golden Girls.
I shot my mother.
Stop or I'll shoot or something like that. Estelle Getty from the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
I was having a little bit of difficulty, finding a hit here.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like Clint Eastwood went through that every which way but loose phase.
Yeah, with the orangutan.
Yeah, that wasn't any which way you can, whatever it was.
How in the world can somebody do The Outlaw Josie Wales?
Yeah, no kidding.
And Unforgiven.
Give me a break.
And also do Any Which Way But Loose.
Clint, come on.
Yeah. So anyway, there is that. Braves win last night. Single in the bottom of the 8th inning. Aussie Albies Braves win the opener against the Dodgers today. Props to Iglesias for closing out the 9th with no difficulties. They play again tonight at 6:15.
Yeah, here they come, folks. Here they come. Oh, we beat the Dodgers. We'll get into this in a little bit more detail in about an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah. Why? Well, we'll let you figure that one out.
Totally agree with Jay. He said Steel Magnolias was probably her best role. It's a girl film. I mean, it's for women. Love that thing. Shirley MacLaine and Olympia Dukakis and Julia Roberts and all that kind of stuff. Best line ever in that. Dolly Parton. Yeah, you're right. She basically played herself. She ran this little hairstylist thing out of her home. It's called Truvies.
Yeah.
And she was talking about her husband or something. She says he's so far behind, he doesn't know whether to scratch his watch or wind his butt. That was a pretty good line. I liked that quite a bit. But also, today, the news of the day, John, is there is solidarity, evidently, between, can we stop calling it the Power Four? It's really the Power Two.
Yeah,
because the SEC presidents and chancellors and ADs,
good for them,
had an announcement yesterday, quote, an SEC institution is not permitted to have an athlete on its roster who has, one, previously declared for the NFL, NBA, or WNBA draft and did not appropriately withdraw, two, signed a contract with an NFL or other professional league, the NBA, the G League, or the WNBA or affiliate team, or three, has been listed on an NFL or other professional football league, NBA, G League, or WNBA or affiliate roster. The commissioner is authorized to enforce this expectation with penalties against member institutions, end quote. That is in response to Cleveland cutting tight end Daquan Wright. There was another guy too. And he had an agreement in place to go play at LSU. That ain't going to happen. And curiously enough, Pete Thamel of ESPN, John, he said the SEC vote was 16-0.
Well, I was wondering.
The LSU chancellor was voting against that too.
Yeah, the president, the chancellor, the AD. I'm thinking, what's going on in Baton Rouge? Because that was the first thing I thought. Did they get the memo? Because it seems like Lane's just, being Lane, and they're going to do whatever they can. But I'm, glad to see this. I think it needs to be in place. It's getting way out of hand. Once again, maybe they were listening to the program. Well, there's no maybe to it. I know they are.
Of course they
are. And they said, hey, this Longshore's been really beating us up on. Too much talk, not enough action. Finally, something happened there. We need a little bit more, but I'll take what I can get.
Another great song from a country artist who is no longer with us. The Big Ten came out with something day before yesterday. The SEC came out with it yesterday, and it's basically the same thing. This afternoon, the ACC is having a meeting to discuss whether or not it will enforce those eligibility rules. And the Big 12, they met earlier yesterday, and they're unanimous in support of it, but they haven't crafted any, press release or anything. That'll come out. It always seems to be that order. Big Ten,
I'm
SEC,
sure.
or SEC, Big Ten, and then later on the ACC says, "Okay, they did it. All right, we'll do it." And Big 12, like, "Yep,
Yeah.
okay, we're good."
Well,
I'll
it's
do it
like
then.
if they want to, split and make a big boy conference. The ACC and the Big 12 aren't going to sit around. We're not doing that. So yeah, they'll do that too. But I don't think it'll happen. I hope it doesn't happen. But what if the ACC and the Big 12 go, "Ooh, listen, wow, here's our chance. The Big 10 and the SEC aren't doing it. Let's do it. We'll get some really good athletes here. We can get up there at their level." I'm sure it's crossed somebody's mind, but I don't know if they'll actually go through with it.
I think the big thing there, and there's several people who have CBS's Matt Zenitz and CBS's Brandon Marcello, who's been a guest on this program. They believe that potential, and I quote from their work, potentially signals the first step towards the long gestating proposals within the Big Ten and SEC to shoulder enforcement policies under a new rules and enforcement model separate from the NCAA.
Oh, okay.
It may not be, the big upshot of this, obviously, besides NFL players not being able to play in college again, is that the SEC and the Big 12 kind of like the feel of this. Hey, all right, so we can, I don't care what the ACC does. I don't care what the Big 12 does. This is what we're going to do. Hey, Big 10, how about we do this too? And what do we say we do that? Let's meet and let's both do this and everything. That precedent is now getting that ball rolling, John, for something where they say, well, we'll govern ourselves here.
Hey,
right?
The more and more I hear about it as the days roll on,
yeah,
I'm not having a problem with that at all. I have no love for the NCAA.
But
so why not? Go for it.
The thing is neither of us are surprised that the SEC has done this. Neither of us are surprised that the Big Ten has done it. Really, my only surprise over this whole thing, John, is that it actually got this far.
I agree.
What a stupid idea. Hey, let's get NFL players back into college. John and I have said before, of course, Division I-A athletics, Division I-A football is now a professional sport. I mean, these guys are paid for their work. But good gosh. That was never.
It kind of makes me wonder. Barry, it just kind of makes me wonder who's running the show here. I mean, what's going on? And I know business is cutthroat, and it can get a little dirty, and you got to do what you got to do to get ahead. I just never kind of thought I don't know, and I'm sure, and it's happened this way in college athletics. Let's don't fool ourselves. Back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, $100 handshakes and all that kind of stuff, and Oklahoma putting cars in front yards of potential athletes. I get it. But it just seemed to be a little more innocent, I guess. Man, I think it's going on, but I love college football, and it's great. So whatever. But now it's just all out there for the world to see. They've ripped the Band-Aid off. You go, ooh, wow, wait a minute. Ugh, cover that thing up. Jeez, oozing. Yeah. So, it is. It's
what a dumb thing. By the way, Notre Dame has come out and said they are the school is aligned with the prohibition of signing players who have been part of professional organizations. The Sun Belt has also done that.
Chimed in.
There will be a league.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody needs to do this. John kind of brought it up, but there will be a league, the United Athletic Conference or Conference USA or somebody in 1AA. They're going to allow this.
To relinquish my royalties. Just call it the Big Boy Conference. Said it 30 years ago. Look, I know the BBC is associated with a broadcasting unit and you're in England.
Right.
It's okay. We can have our own BBC.
It's not copyrighted in the United. Well, maybe it is because John watches BBC America.
I do. Yes. Law and Order on reruns on BBC America.
Yeah.
So we can do that. All right. CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, in about 15 minutes is going to join us here, get his thoughts about all this going on in college athletics. Brian Matthews is going to be on at the top of hour number 2 today. Brian, nice enough to join us today. So we will do that. And as I mentioned when we started the show, what is the good news? What is Joel Klatt spreading good news about the Crimson Tide. What's it all about? Well,
yeah, and for those of you who do not know, because goodness knows, I think John has a Farrah Fawcett-sized poster in his bedroom. Joel Klatt is a lead analyst for Fox college football coverage. He also, very active on social media.
He's a regular with Cowherd too.
He's a regular with Cowherd.
Yeah,
over John's
ham sandwich.
So we're underway. It's the Wednesday show. Glad you're along with us here. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Longshore and McKnight are brought to you in part by Stivers Automotive, Stivers Ford in Montgomery, and Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville. For the absolute best on-site selection, service, and price, no other dealer can match Stivers. Stivers Ford in Montgomery is located at 4000 Eastern Boulevard and online at stiversfordmontgomery.com. Stivers CDJR in Prattville is located at 2209 Cobbs Ford Road and online at stiverscdjr.com. Longshore and McKnight have been Stivers customers for over 15 years. You should be too. Stivers Automotive, where Price sells cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. They invite you to experience it for yourself. Welcome to banking above and beyond at Riverbank and Trust. Locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. River Bank and Trust.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. About 17 minutes past the hour. Hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Helps us out tremendously. Tell all your friends and family about us as well. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, X, Spotify, Instagram, iTunes, the whole deal. Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Great folks there helping us out as well. Baylor and Alex, really appreciate them. And all the good folks at Yellowhammer News. You can check us out at Yellowhammer News on their Facebook page as well. Joel Klatt is kind of like the Kirk Herbstreit for Fox college football. Yes, they do carry the Big Ten. They're Big Ten homers. I get it. But they say ESPN is an SEC homer. Well, those two networks, that's the two leagues they broadcast the most.
Yeah,
so I kind of get it.
I get that.
But I think Joel knows his stuff. I've been always interested in what he has to say. I think he's fair, balanced, and maybe that's why he's on Fox. Who knows? But yesterday,
he's very smart. I will give him.
He is smart. He is, and Barry, he played baseball with Ricky Henderson. You ever heard that story?
I have, yes.
It's a good one. It's
he
almost
played football at Colorado, but he also played baseball. Not for very long, and he'll tell you that too.
No, he didn't. It's not as good as the Dr. Boudreaux story, but it's still pretty good.
I get onto that with Tom.
That was a classic yesterday.
Yeah.
So I know Bama fans been sweating it out, and this is just one man's opinion, but he's, respected and knows his stuff and talks to a lot of people. He released his final 12-team college football playoff bracket yesterday.
Okay.
And I went, okay, let's take a look here. And thought it was interesting. Thought we would go over it a little bit today.
All right.
At number 12, he's got Boise State coming in.
Yep.
Boise State. I really haven't been following the Broncos. And I know they've had some moments, but you got to have a 12 seed, and I guess they're it.
And they are. I'll go ahead and tell you that just in case. Everybody got so ticked off last year about, 2 years ago, Boise State and SMU. Last year, it was James Madison and somebody else. Heck, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That is, Boise State is the only group of 5 team in his projected playoffs.
Yes,
the only one.
True.
So don't get.
They will face number 5 seed Ohio State.
Did that surprise anybody? Number 5.
That did kind of surprise me. It really did.
All right.
Not a top 4 seed. Ohio State,
right.
5 seed.
First round, number 5, Ohio State. Number 12, Boise State.
Number 11 seed, the Alabama Crimson Tide. The 11 seed in the first round of the playoff, traveling to
Bloomington, Indiana. Memorial Stadium. I have been there before.
And the bad news. Now, there again, in a less than a year's time, the Crimson Tide's going to have an opportunity to make up for that disaster in Pasadena last January by going to Bloomington and making things right.
And for the second straight year, they get to go to the college football playoff. So that ain't bad, Bob, right? All right.
Do they want to lose by 35 to Indiana?
They do not. Actually.
They do not.
They do not want to. Number 9.
We'll get to that in a minute where that ends up going. But Now, I know these guys are West Coast homers.
Yeah.
This one kind of surprised me too.
Number 9, USC beats number 8, Texas Tech. Who's Texas Tech's quarterback? Does anybody know? It ain't Brendan Sorsby. I can tell you that because he gambled too much.
How do you get from L.A. to Lubbock?
How do you get from anywhere to Lubbock? Number 9, USC, and number 8, Texas Tech. Texas Tech is 8?
That's what he's got.
They're talented. They bought a lot of folks, but I don't know who the quarterback's going to be. All right, so USC, Texas Tech. The other one in the first round, a first-round game. Georgia and LSU. Georgia as a 7 seed.
How about
7?
that? Yep.
They take on the number 10 seed LSU Tigers. Georgia and LSU do not play in the regular season. So Georgia, it would be in Athens, number 7, Georgia, and number 10, LSU.
That surprised me, Barry. Yeah. LSU making the college football playoff as a 10 seed, playing in Athens against Georgia. Heck of a matchup there. I'd love to see it. I think that would be really good. So then you're wondering, okay, who's the first, second, third, and fourth seed? Well, glad you asked.
Number 4 is Texas. They get a bye into the quarterfinals. Texas would take on, according to Joel Klatt, number 5, Ohio State, who has beaten Boise State. Ohio State and Texas in a quarterfinal, which is good, which is fine and all of that, but famously, it is a rematch.
It is a rematch, and it'll be a good one. I mean, people will certainly watch that one. That'll be a heck of a game.
All right.
That will be a heck of a game. But we'll see how that plays out with Texas. Excuse me. Hosting. No, that's not on site, is it? When they get to that
No. That's not going to be on site.
Yeah,
okay, but that is a rematch.
Yeah.
Ohio State and Texas, you've already seen it. One of the other 4 quarterfinals. Number 1, Oregon. Number 1 over number 9. Over number 9 USC. John, that is a rematch.
It is a rematch. And I don't have a problem with rematches because by
2 of the 4 quarterfinals are projected to be games that have already been played this year.
Yeah.
Can't we do better than this?
I don't have Barry, my ultimate goal is for Auburn and Alabama to play 3 times in one season. I'd love to see that. People think I'm crazy. I think it'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. It's like Alabama and Tennessee. I've always wanted them to meet in the SEC championship game. Beating the Vols twice in a year? Oh,
well,
don't pinch me.
All right, so the first 2 are quarterfinals are rematches.
No problem. I'm okay with that.
number 3, Miami, and number 6, Indiana.
That's the bad news, Bama fans. Joel thinks you don't get out of the first round.
He thinks Indiana beats Alabama again in Bloomington. What does Indiana get for the trouble?
Ooh.
A rematch. Not of this year, but a rematch of last year's national championship game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I like a rematch. I don't mind rematches. I'm good.
I mean, 2 in the regular season and 1 in the final game of last season.
Oh, my.
And this is, the be-all, end-all. This is what truly makes, okay. And then, so Miami's number 3 seed.
You know, it's kind of like the NFL. They play 2 or 3 times in a year. People love it. I mean,
number 2 seed, the final quarterfinal. Number 2 seed, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame over against number 7 Georgia.
Now that one
that's a rematch of a national championship game in 1980 with Herschel Walker playing with a bum shoulder. Okay.
And of course they had a home series not too long ago. That one I'm jealous of that one. I
want to say that home Georgia and Notre Dame, when Georgia won that game, I think they won it by 1 in South Bend. That really was kind of the jump start of Kirby Smart at Georgia.
You think? I mean, you go to South Bend and win? Hello? Yes.
All right.
Heck yeah. But that game, I'm kind of jealous of that matchup. I don't like other SEC schools playing Notre Dame for some reason, particularly that one.
So, those are the quarterfinals. 2 SEC teams make the quarterfinals. 2.
Yep.
Texas and Georgia.
Yep.
Neither of them make Joel Klatt's semifinal projection. Neither one.
You got 2 Big Tens, an independent, and an ACC team. And I'm sure the ACC is going to go, Notre Dame's an ACC team. Because they got Notre Dame in the Final Four.
Oregon and Ohio State. Then Notre Dame and Miami in the old Catholics versus the Convicts rematch.
Yep.
In the semifinals. No SEC teams.
Nope.
Championship game. Is this chalk? Is this all chalk? Is that what this means? Number 1 versus number 2 in the national championship game. Yep. Number 1 seeded Oregon, number 2 seeded Notre Dame.
I still don't believe in Oregon. I know everybody's high on them.
They're always kind of around, but they never really,
I got to see it to believe it. Notre Dame got a schedule that I think is very manageable, and people are certainly talking about them. People are talking about Texas, and people are talking about Georgia. So I'm still not sold that there's not at least an SEC team in the semifinals. I'm going to be shocked if there's not one SEC team in the semifinals. But
is there some homerism in his game that he did that for effect? Maybe, that ought to get the SEC guys good and bothered.
But there again, as we've talked all summer, he's got Alabama in the playoff. Is that good enough, Bama fan? Whew, man, made the playoff. Wow. I was really worried about that. Now, I don't think if they go to Bloomington, I don't see them getting beat by 35 again. But if you go play Indiana for the second time in less than a year and you lose, not going to be good. The Big Ten's going to let you hear that. So I don't want to get the cart before the horse, but just having all fun and giggles here. If that's the way it plays out, a little pressure on old Kalen DeBoer. He better make sure they have a good showing and get a win in Bloomington.
Or lose close.
I think you got to win. And then the rest is gravy. Oh, wow. They beat Indiana. They got revenge on them. They got to play Miami next. Whatever. Okay, maybe we'll take our chances against them. You know what happened in 92? Nobody thought they could win in 92.
I've got to also, if I'm Kalen DeBoer, I don't think he has to win it, but he can't lose it by 5 touchdowns. If I'm Kalen DeBoer, I'm sitting down with Ryan Grubb, his OC, and I'm saying, hey, man, tone it down a little bit on the Keelan Russell talk. He was speaking yesterday about it. Grubb was. He says, we've got a ton of confidence in him. All right, that's good. And he's playing confident. He's operating at an incredibly high level right now. So we're really excited for him. And Kayla's probably going, hey, Ryan, hang on a little bit. You know these fans. You've been around him enough to know he's operating at an incredibly high level right now before the first game. Man, they're going to expect him to be Tua and Bryce Young and Joe Namath and Snake Brown all rolled into one here. Let's, all of a sudden, hey, we got a quarterback that's operating at an incredibly high level right now. By gosh, we're going to the national championship game. You know how they are. Just, well, the kid's still got to prove some, don't be putting that on him.
Now, Barry, I thought you were going to go this route. Hey, Ryan, 4th and 3, don't be getting cute.
Yeah.
We don't need a little bubble screen. We don't need a reverse. We don't need
tight end around or something like that.
I mean, come on. If we're going for it, let's go for it and push people out of the way.
Yeah, we'll go Bob from Pike Road and we'll knock people off the ball. Yeah. Let's take a break. When we come back, C.J. Duncan, Yellowhammer News, will join us. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
I don't care what kind of stories that's been told on you. That may be a lot of things in life you used to do. If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just do the best you can.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com. Hey, welcome back in, everybody. About 27 minutes to the top of the hour on this Wednesday. Our man C.J. Duncan, Yellowhammer News, joining us as he does each and every Wednesday. Hey, C.J., thanks for hopping on. I hope you're doing well.
Let's grab him and add him to the stage.
There we go.
Hey, C.J.
Hey,
Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing really well. We noted, CJ, that Alabama didn't exactly follow your advice to the letter. You had told us last week that they had told us last week after the Thursday scrimmage that they ought to go ahead and name a starting quarterback on Friday. They waited a day or two before announcing Keelan Russell. Your reaction to that?
But they got it right. That's what we have been talking about all summer. It should probably fall toward Keelan. And the more you hear about what's going on inside the program, the other deficiencies of the team, it feels like they made the right decision as well. Somebody that's mobile, especially if the offensive line is, they're fairly new offensive line coach. If you may have a few struggles right there, why not put a guy back there that can make up for some mistakes, right? Somebody that's good on the run, throwing on the run, good at getting a couple extra yards, those kind of things. So I think that was a good decision for the future and this year. I'm excited to see this guy play. He's really talented. He's ready to go. But you got to understand there'll probably be some ebbs and flows first starting.
And CJ, I think what I saw where Keelan had played like 5 games or something, so he's doesn't have the experience, doesn't have the comfort level of a seasoned SEC quarterback. But the way Alabama's season or their schedule starts out, I mean, to me, it's tailor-made. East Carolina, then you go on the road to Kentucky to open up SEC play. Big hype game, revenge against Florida State. A little bit better talent in South Carolina coming in. You go to Mississippi State. To me, those 5 games can build a lot of confidence in the young man.
Yeah, it sure can. And guys, the schedule means the world, especially to a younger guy, but so does that running game and offensive line. I think that needs to be their primary focus right this second. But, I mean, I say this confidently. Talent-wise, this kid, could end up being the best quarterback in the whole conference. I think he's just as talented as anyone else. He doesn't have the same amount of time or experience as the others, but talent-wise, he's just as good as any of the other guys that we talk about every week.
Yeah, but CJ, we talked about this right before we went to break, before we welcomed you in. The offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb, met with the media yesterday, and he says, he's playing confident. He's operating at an incredibly high level right now. And I'm thinking, I don't know that you'd ever heard Gene Stallings say something like that about a freshman quarterback. He's playing at an incredibly high level. I'd be along the lines more of what, CJ? The kid's got plenty of promise, but we'll see. You don't need to be overselling him at this point of the calendar.
I'm with you on that, Barry. I think managing expectations right now, it really not necessarily I think you're protecting him from the media and the fan base, right? I think everyone in the locker room knows what they got in Russell, and I think that's all that matters. Let him surprise some people. Let him sneak up on some folks, and he will, because there's just not enough tape out there to actually game plan him like you'd like to. So he'll sneak up on some folks, but he's also gonna have some stinkers too, and that just comes with it. When you haven't seen enough ball and you haven't gone up against certain coordinators and things like that. So he's gonna have some good days and some bad days, but you hope the good outweigh the bad.
Yeah, no doubt about that. A lot of excitement. And we talked about it earlier this week, CJ. It seems like it kind of created a little buzz, a little excitement, a little more confidence with the Bama Nation that the quarterback had been announced over the weekend. I think that's just the reaction of most fans anyway. But I've been saying it. I got to see it to believe it. I've heard all about it, all the hype train, whether it's the quarterback or any other position. I want to see it to believe it. And we're getting, a little over a week away, and we'll be able to put our eyes on all this talent we've been hearing about.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. We've seen so many times, and we're probably all scarred from it, where you see a guy that's super talented, but, mentally just not there, not processing quick enough. I think DJ Lagway was probably the number 1 quarterback coming out in his class, and he's already transferred to Baylor. So, you can have all the talent in the world, but you've also got to put the work in on the mental side of things. And that's the thing I took away from the Alabama coordinator, saying, hey, he's processing at a quick rate right now. To me, that's more important than, hey, he threw a 60-yard bomb today, or the ball that he has an incredible spin rate, or he runs really fast. What he's processing fast is basically saying, hey, look, we're throwing some stuff at him right now, and he's picking it up and he's making the right read every single time. To me, that's way more important than all the other stuff.
I'm going to bring this up. This wasn't the question I was going to ask you, but I'm going to bring it up because it kind of dovetails nicely into the conversation. And I'm risking CJ slamming his laptop down and stalking off because I want to talk a little Tennessee football for just a moment. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that. The athleticism, Ryan Grubb says, let's not get Keelan. Oh, he's a great athlete. That's not what it takes. That's not what they were talking in Cowboys camp. Brian Schottenheimer's the head coach, and he's talking about Joe Milton, former Tennessee quarterback and everything, who can throw the ball 3 miles. Mm-hmm. And he said, we always heard about Joe Milton as, he's got a cannon of an arm. He can throw it the length of the football field and all that. He said, that's great. Have him join the circus or something like that. That's not what quarterbacking is. But now, and I think he's in his third year at his second NFL, he says he knows to check down into a second, third, maybe even his fourth option. He knows how to read defenses better. Playing quarterback ain't just about, oh, man, this guy's got a rocket arm. He can make all the throws. If you can do all that, man, go try to win something at the carnival, okay? Because that's not what quarterback play is all about ultimately, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's exactly right. Joe Milton is a great example. He's one of those guys that is he's gifted, God-gifted ability. He can do things with a football that most human beings cannot do. And on top of that, he's a super athlete too.
Yeah.
I mean, most quarterbacks, if they could choose their attributes, they would probably choose a lot of them from Joe Milton. But it comes down to the point of being able to process at an elite level. A lot of that processing is done prior to the snap. And so if you're able to kind of catch on to that, it does help significantly. And I think he also had an issue with, a lot of times when you have an attribute that is so far greater than everyone else's, you want to show it off all the time, right? If you're super fast, it probably is hard for you as a quarterback to stay in the pocket and just make the right read. If you have a really big arm, you want to show off that arm all the time, right? You want to show how hard you can throw it, how quick you can get it out there. I think he had an issue with that as well, where, sometimes it's okay to put a little touch, throw a catchable ball to a guy who's running a 10 and out or running a slant. You don't have to, knock him over with the ball. And I think learning under Dak and then also Shoddy being there to help him out as well, he's realized like, hey, look, everybody in the world knows you got a big arm. Now let's make the right throw, and let's make the right throw on time and catchable for your receiver so we can make a big play out of it.
See, that John got caught up in that with his driver, always hitting it on the, if you have something that's so much better than everybody else's, John would always try to.
That sounds like a relative I had. He used to brag, man, I can hit it 300. The only problem is he couldn't hit it straight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hitting it out of bounds about every other hole.
300 into somebody's yard. One more Tennessee reference here.
Really? Do we have to? Unless it's only if it's negative.
Tennessee names a starting quarterback, Faison Brandon. He's a true freshman, CJ.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're seeing that happen a little bit here and there more often. That's a big ask for Keelan Russell, but he's in his second year. Man, that's a little bit of a roll of the dice.
Yeah, you know what? It is. It's a roll of the dice. You definitely don't want to underestimate this kid's work ethic. What he did prior to being at Tennessee and the work he's done since being at Tennessee. But I will say that now that money is involved in all of these scenarios, sometimes, when it comes to starting positions, we may have to start following the money, right? If these guys are making, $2-3 million coming out of high school in order to go to said school, I'm sure there's a lot of people, a lot of donors that are saying, hey, listen, I didn't spend all this money for it to be on the sideline. The Cleveland Browns just told us the same
That's
thing.
what I was about to say, CJ.
So
that was money.
We've got to consider all things. I mean, I'm sure this kid's a hard worker. I'm sure he's super talented, all these things. But I heard he was a 5-star recruit. So I'm sure someone said, I don't care what he looks like, he's playing, and that's not always good for the player. But you know what? We've this is no longer an amateur sport, and the kids got to understand it's a business. And if you're going to take the money, this is what comes with it. So,
yep, that's exactly right. Speaking of, not an amateur sport, Barry, we were talking about it earlier today about the SEC and the Big Ten. Basically, the chancellors, the presidents, if you've signed a contract with the NFL, NBA, WNBA, G League, whatever, forget it. We don't want you. What do you think about that?
I think that's awesome. I think that's great. It was. Listen, folks are going to watch football either way, and I get that. But we are all SEC folks. Grew up on it, love it, saw it at its most wholesome level, I felt like that would have really tainted our sport, in our conference. I really do. It's not fair. It's already difficult enough for high school kids. I remember how hard it is for me to get recruited. Coming from a 4A private school, we went to great lengths to make sure that I got recruited. And we were very fortunate. God was, favored our family in that way. But I can't imagine what these high school kids are going through now with the portal, when you think you have a scholarship opening, but really you don't, because they're going to go grab another kid from the portal. And then you add on a factor of guys getting cut from the NFL. I mean, look, at the end of the day, there's a reason why they got cut from the NFL. I mean, I don't know that they're necessarily the best player. Will come back and be the best player either. So, you're getting an older guy that's experienced, but I don't know necessarily how big of a influence he's going to be on your team. I think the Castellanos guy that used to play quarterback at Florida State, he's always good for like 3 or 4 games where you're like, oh man, this guy needs to be in the Heisman race, and then he just kind of dives off, and now I hear he's trying to go to Texas Tech. I think you'll get a bunch of those guys where they're kind of flashes in a pan, but they're not necessarily consistent, and they're not necessarily going to be your guy for the long haul. And so, is it really worth the reputation of the brand of the Shield to get a guy like that? I don't know. I don't think that's worth it. I think you actually develop your high school kids and the kids on your ball club.
Sure.
Let me get another value judgment from you on something. On Saturday, Alex Golesh, I don't know that they've ever done this at Auburn before. On Saturday, Alex Golesh welcomed in about 300 former Auburn players and their families, barbecue, sweet tea, those little cookies, the chocolate cookies with the peanut butter chips and all that. To watch the team practice on Saturday. That has not happened before. And there's a lot of names that, I haven't heard of in years. It's not going to get them a first down against Baylor. It's not going to, get them a late win against Georgia or whatever. But that's a critical part of the program, right? Especially in your first year, do you think?
Incredible idea. To me, that says so much about Golesh. If you ever had any doubts about him, hopefully that move right there solidifies what kind of man he is, and what kind of coach he's going to be. This is what I'll say. I think this is two-pronged. So I think that does help the guys on the team. I do. I think having those older guys come back and validate that they belong, they deserve to be here, they've earned the right to be here. To preach to them how much it means to wear orange and blue and the AU on the side of your helmet, that matters. All those things matter. But also for Golesh, every single one of those guys and their family members and their kids, they're the best recruiters you have in your program.
Yeah.
They're going to go back out to their homes, and they're going to be the best recruiters you have. Just because Golesh treated them nice. He hosted them. He hosted their families. He was nice to their wives and to their kids. Their coaching staff was hospitable, all these things. Because of that, they're going to go back home and say, there's nothing better than the Auburn family, right? And so there's going to be something to come from this, in the future, whether it's just those. Hey, listen, all those guys are athletic. I'm sure they probably, ended up marrying somebody that was halfway athletic too. So those kids, they're going to be Auburn guys. You know? And I don't understand why more coaches don't do it. I'm telling you, it means the world to players to feel like you haven't been forgotten. And not every program does it. Vanderbilt can be hit or miss about it. It depends on who's in charge at the time. But and I know other schools are weird about it, but some are great about it. And so I think Golesh doing this will actually shift the culture at Auburn. I really do believe that.
Barry, was this on Friday or Saturday of last week?
It was Saturday.
Oh, well, good. I thought it was Saturday, so those former players didn't have to hear Dixieland Delight blaring through Jordan-Hare Stadium as the team was practicing.
Worse.
It was the Bama period, I understand, and for some reason they blared that cheesy song out as they do in Tuscaloosa, which I'm opposed to. Drives me insane. But I don't know if you knew that, Barry. I just want to let you know they were blaring Dixieland Delight in Jordan-Hare on Friday, I'm told. My operatives in the field actually sent me a video of it so I could hear it.
Everybody hates that song. All right.
Well, we used to, back in the day, we used to play Tennessee song.
Rocky Top.
It was only Rocky Top, but it was only during the Tennessee week. They didn't have that much capacity in our head in the preseason, but during the Tennessee week, we made sure to blare Rocky Top for crowd noise.
CJ,
practice is hard enough already without having to hear that. Good.
I don't know. You're playing the game, so you're not probably paying attention as much. But that's the only song the Tennessee band knows. I mean, they continually.
It's the only one. It's the only one. Oh, trust me, you notice. At some point, you're like, I think that's how they wear on you. You start thinking about how many times you've heard Rocky Top instead of the next play that the quarterback just gave you. So that's a part of their tactics as well. Just wear you out by Rocky Top.
As much as they play it, you'd think they'd ever learn how to play it well. They don't even play it well. So anyway.
It's just loud. It's not quality. It's just loud.
CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News. Always great to visit with you again. This time next week, we'll be on the verge of the SEC schedule. The SEC teams getting started and all that. We got a lot of preview to do next week, CJ. We hope you're ready.
Yeah, some people are scared to play in week 0. I'm glad my conference isn't. See you guys.
There you go. Appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy. CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, joining us here today. I always appreciate his time here on the program. Good stuff as always. Yes, believe it or not, Barry, somebody was outside Jordan-Hare, sent me a video, students walking to class by the end zone there where the recruiting lounge is in that end zone. And you could hear Dixieland Delight playing in the stadium. I'm thinking,
did they actually pay some regular students to go into the stands and yell the profanities at the appropriate place?
That I cannot answer that.
To give you the true,
I don't know that
ambiance of that.
Did they play any what's that little tune Georgia plays all the time? Did they play that? Did they have a Georgia practice window up there? The South's oldest continuous football rivalry.
Now, surely you are not intimating that Dixieland Delight is an officially recognized fight song for the University of Alabama. You hate it.
No, it isn't. I can't stand it.
I'm just thinking, Georgia playing Glory, Glory to Old Georgia is in no way comparable to Dixieland.
No,
Dixieland Delight ain't got diddly's poo to do with
I totally agree.
Alabama.
My only, I'm just saying, hey, Georgia's a big game, I'm told. You might as well blare that out during a practice session as well, because you ain't beat them in Athens since 2004. I think I'd be getting ready for that, but I don't know. Something about Dixieland Delight, I just I don't mind the song so much if I'm listening to it on a country radio station. I don't want to hear a bunch of college kids singing it with new lyrics. And I'm thinking the recruits at the game, they're going, what's this Yahoo song they're playing? Never heard of it before. I mean, the recruits are kind of going, I'm going to go play here. They're playing this. Just saying.
Yeah. So the obsession of Auburn over Alabama spills out onto Jordan-Hare Stadium at a practice.
Yeah.
Which is greater, which is less? That obsession for Auburn doing that, or Alabama operatives in the field sneaking a video of it so they can tell all their buddies, look at the Aubs. How the number one practices are usually tighter than a drum, especially inside the stadium.
True.
Somebody was focused, obsessed enough to say, hey, man, I got to
let me make this clear, Barry. I did receive the video from someone that's a part of the VIP River Region Straw text line.
Duh.
But I do not believe that person actually drove to Auburn to get the video. I believe it was actually put somewhere on the World Wide Web, and they obtained it and sent it to me.
right click, save, copy, paste, messages, John Longshore sent.
That's right. I cannot confirm that it was actually a Bama fan that took this video and go, look, fellas, can you believe what they're playing here? That I cannot confirm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when we come back, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com will be a part of the program. It's our Wednesday show, midweek football starting tomorrow, college.
Yeah.
Technically, it'll still college.
That's true.
NFL preseason week 3. We're getting there. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272. You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
Excuse me, just gonna hop in here.
Pardon me? Whoa. Don't even think about it.
I'd like a beer, Bud Light. Bud Light, please.
Bud Light.
Just one.
Bud Light.
Just one Bud Light, please. Excuse me.
Hold my legs.
What's this? You teaming up? That is crazy.
Hello? One Bud Light, please.
Two.
Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light.
I knew you still had it.
Did you?
No.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us here. It is getting close to the top of hour number 2. And our man, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com, going to hop on. Looking forward to that here on the program. Great stuff from C.J. Duncan, as always.
Yeah, we always enjoy him because he's lived it. He's been there. Keelan Russell is talented enough to be the best quarterback in the SEC by the he didn't say by the end of the year, but I'm telling you, people, you keep that taint off of Keelan Russell and you'll make his life a whole lot easier. I'm telling you. There is also this, and I don't know how much money Keelan Russell gets. Believe me, as somebody used to say about Cam Newton, he ain't going to Alabama for free.
You know, Barry, it's interesting you bring up Cam Newton.
Oh boy,
which we
I
haven't.
think I just
up,
lost control of the direction of this program,
which
here.
I'll let him know about. Which I usually say something about that, as you know. I understand Cam is going to be the honorary captain for the Auburn Baylor game. As a matter of fact, how about that?
Robert Griffin III is going to be the Baylor captain. Cam Newton is going to be the Auburn captain. Very nice. No, before John gets started, because he jumped the route on me on this.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to jump the route on him. Before John gets started, there is no limitation on Cecil being allowed inside the stadium.
I didn't think about that.
There's not. He can come in. He can have a front row seat. All that.
Barry, if I got to guess, I don't think he's going to be there. I'm just going to go with it and say, don't think he's going to be there.
Well, all right. I'm going to have to get some of my guys who I know are going. I don't know that they'd recognize Cecil Newton. I don't know if anybody could recognize Cecil.
Yeah.
But
so
I'm going to have them take a picture if he's there.
If we can make some wagers, what do you think Cam's going to be dressed like? What will the attire be for his honorary captain? Walks out to midfield for the coin flip. I'll be really interested to see because he's quite the dresser. Quite the dresser.
He's definitely very creative.
Oh boy, no doubt.
It's what was it though? I'm not sure that he is over getting fired by ESPN. Both of those guys.
Ooh, yeah. Well, they got plenty of time to come do stuff like this, obviously.
ESPN, yeah, they don't have to do that. Anyway, I don't know how much money Keelan Russell is making, but there's a new thing out where they're rating how much the college quarterbacks on three is how much the quarterbacks are making. The number one highest paid quarterback in college football is Miami's Darian Mensah.
Okay.
He is reportedly set to make more than $6 million this year, including incentives. That's Steve Austin money.
No kidding.
He entered the portal on the final day of the portal window. Ole Miss's Trinidad Chambliss, more than $4 million. Indiana's Josh Hoover. More than $4 million. Dante Moore of Oregon, who Joel Klatt thinks is going to play for the national championship, more than $4 million. Byram Brown, set to make roughly $3 million this year. Now, that's not the most, but it's $3 million. I don't know that I've made $3 million in my whole career. I'm just kidding. Holy smokes, John. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. That is a ton of money. Brian Matthews money? Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
He's from auburnsports.com joining us here today. Really appreciate him jiggling his schedule around. Sorry about yesterday, Brian. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad the Wi-Fi is running smooth this morning. And I mean,
boy, Spectrum. We're not on good terms this week.
Do what? I'm sorry.
Is it Spectrum? We're not on good terms this week.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Byram Brown. Byram Brown, $3 million. That's not even like nationally commentary. That's not what a day and age we live in, Brian. It's unbelievable.
I mean, that's pretty nice, right? Writers don't make that kind of money. I can guarantee you that. So, and we don't have any NIL either, really. So
you probably worked when you were in college. I know I worked when I was in college.
Yeah, I was a bartender. I worked at Sears.
Selling Lady Kenmore's.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh man, but it was not $3. It was not in
$3, about $3 an hour, probably.
Yeah, it was about right. Yeah, no kidding out there. All right, couple of things here. First of all, the value of Alex Golesh inviting 300 former players and their wives and their kids to be at practice on Saturday. It's like I was telling a guest earlier. It's not going to get them a first down. It's not going to get them a late field goal to beat Georgia or anything like that. What's the value there, Brian? And how did it go over?
I think it went well. I think that's the best situation for former players I've seen at Auburn in quite a while. And I think there have been some complaints here and there about players not being welcome as much as the past, not being able to get into games enough, not enough availability for them, not really being treated as their expectation was when they come visit. And I didn't like to hear that personally. And I think the staff, just by hiring Jairus McIntyre, a former player who's been involved with the program for 20 plus years, whether it was bringing his high school players up or just hanging out or getting to know every coach and every staff, just because that's just the way he is. He's done a tremendous job, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. But I think it goes a long way. These players have children. Some of them grow up to be college football players and what have you, and some of them grow up to be other things that can benefit Auburn in the future, and it's a benefit them. I think Auburn owes them. They did so much for Auburn back then. They weren't paid a whole lot unless it came under the table, right? And they should be treated as well as you possibly can.
Brian, why would you not do it? I don't get it. What coach says, to hell with them. They don't want them up here. Tell them to get out. Don't get lost. Don't need them. To me, you take one day, you take a couple of hours out of your life. You bring these people back that meant so much to your program. They still love it. They're very loyal. They're great ambassadors for what you do. To me, it's a no-brainer. I
agree. I think it went really well. And, I just think that's an important thing. I think Auburn owes these players. They sacrificed a lot to play here, and to a lot of those players came from areas where they won a bunch of games for Auburn. So they can also come here and speak to the current players and give them some wisdom and talk about things and help them understand how important Auburn football is to Auburn people. So it works both ways.
You mentioned something in your work at auburnsports.com. You've spent a little time, or maybe it's just me, spent a little time talking about the offensive line, how things have, I don't know, they haven't arrived or anything, but it looks as though things are clarifying themselves on the O-line with health and depth and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good idea of what the two deep's going to be there and who the starters in the next 6, 7, 8 are going to be. In fact, we're going to put out a depth chart here, our projected depth chart, I should say, not a depth chart, because if Auburn does an official depth chart, that'll probably come Monday. But we're going to put out our projected chart, and it's a lot like you thought it would be. Back in the spring, Joe Simmons, Jacob Strain is the guy who's really stepped up in fall camp and won a job. He's a transfer from Oregon State, a senior. I think he's a fifth-year guy. Cole Best, Cole Skinner, 2 USF transfers, and then Stanton Ramo, who's overcome some injuries and really done a great job of coming back and securing that job at right tackle.
So as we get into Saturday, you're officially 1 week away.
Yep.
That, I guess, is game week. What will game week look like getting ready to go to Atlanta?
Well, if Al Scolish has his way, it's going to be just like this week, because he's calling this mock game week, which again is something I've never experienced in my career covering Auburn. But he's basically treating this week the exact same way he wants his players and coaches to treat next week, and it's just kind of a way to set your standards, getting a routine he wants his players and his coaches to stick with throughout the season. So this is just one of those attention to detail things that I think he's really into. He's really a football guy and tries to, turn over every rock and find every way he can gain a small advantage, and this is one of them. So, I think next week it'll be just like we're experiencing this week, a couple of tough practices, some walkthroughs, and then head to Atlanta Saturday for the big game.
You talked with him about this. He does try to get all the information he can. He does try to get whatever edge he can think of, but his decision-making on game day is not all going to be strictly by the book, right?
That's right. He was asked him about this. I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. We had a press conference Monday.
Right.
And, he says a lot of his decisions, he goes by his gut. He has an offensive and defensive guy who gives them the analytic information during games, but he tries to make decisions on going forward or fourth down and those things based on, the momentum in the game, how his team's performing, if he feels good about a particular play, just a lot of different factors he tries to weigh in there. He says the time he's really strict on analytics is when they get into 2-minute and 4-minute situations, when it's whether or not to go for 2, those type things. So, I think that's the right way to handle things. I think you use analytics as a tool and not as a binary yes, go, no, don't go type thing, because I just think you're missing out on everything that's happening in the game if you do that.
Who you mentioned Ramel and the Oregon State transfers, guys who have been really pleasant, not surprises, but they've done well. Who are we not talking about enough in your estimation on defense, if anybody?
On defense, I think Elijah Melendez, the middle linebacker, is going to be an absolute stud. I just every time I watch him, I'm just amazed. He's a second year, he's a sophomore. Started one game. I think he started one game as a freshman, and I think that linebacker group as a whole, with of course Xavier Atkins and then Bryce Diaz and DeMarcus Riddick, is really one of Auburn's best by far positions, and maybe the best linebacker core in the SEC. We'll see. And then I would say that Jared Smith, I don't think people, if he's as good as he's been in camp, people are going to know his name in the SEC, because he's certainly a guy that gets brought up all the time. And those edges, Alex Golich mentions the edges and how much he likes them all the time too. So I think Jared Smith is a guy to watch right away.
You mentioned DeMarcus Riddick. I'd kind of forgotten about him.
Yeah.
What's his vibe? I mean, is he ready to contribute?
He is ready. He is. They put him on a path to be ready to go for the start of fall camp, and he's there. It was his shoulder, right? So he's been able to get in good playing shape, and he feels good. We've seen him run around out there. He looks great. He is an impact player. If you saw him as a freshman, you probably pointed at him and said, that's going to be a special player for Auburn. And injuries really set him back at the end of his freshman year into his sophomore season. So this is going to be a big season for him. I know he's really, really excited to get out there and show what he can do. And I just think that whole attacking front they have with Xavier and him and the edge players, Cody Sigler can get upfield too, pretty good at defensive tackle. They're going to really disrupt some offenses, really put a lot of teams in third and longs, I feel like.
Last week, Brian, we did something that you would probably never guess in a million years. No, I didn't dress up in an Aubie costume.
That was my first guess.
Yeah, me too.
Even though I have had my picture taken with Aubie multiple times, we turned Barry into a handicapper last week. Now, no money there was no money changing hands. It was all funsies kind of stuff.
Yeah, matchsticks. Playing for matchsticks.
Yeah, exactly. Sweet and low packet, stuff like that. But we were going over the win totals for every SEC team, and I'm still blown away, Brian, that the nation, this number sat there since they came out earlier this summer. Look, in this game, there's never a sure thing. But to me, Auburn winning more than 6.5 games, to me, they're going over 6.5. I just cannot. Number one, I can't believe it hadn't moved up any. Maybe it will in the next 10 days. But looking at the schedule, looking at the roster, looking at what we've been talking about all preseason camp, team's got to win more than 6.5 games, right?
That's what I picked, and I picked the over, Brian. Am I on the right track?
I mean, I would probably pick the over, but I certainly would not guarantee it. I think I probably thought Auburn was going to win 7 or more games last year, the year before, and the year before, right? So here we are again. And, you're talking about a brand new coaching staff, 60 newcomers. The reality of the situation is Auburn's recruiting class was not rated very high. The transfer class was rated, okay, I guess. So, just from that standpoint, pulling yourself away from everything, you might not have the highest evaluation of Auburn, but, being a little bit closer to it as we are, we feel pretty good about Byron Brown and what he can bring. We like they brought over a dozen guys on offense. A bunch of those guys are going to play and start, from USF who know this offense. That kind of gives you that head start that a normal first-year coach wouldn't have. And then you got DJ Durkin back, and you expect Auburn to have a really, really good defense. So I definitely would take the over there. But I do think that Auburn should be thrilled if they win 7 games. I mean, absolutely thrilled just to get out of this streak and just to get a step forward moving forward. Yes, 8 or 9 would be great, but just get 7 and in this, streak of futility they've had. the tie for the worst in the history of this football program. So yes, get it to
This,
7.
this is an interesting little nugget too. And I know that last year was last year and this year is this year. Auburn only has to be 8 points better than 2025 to be 11-1. Not asking much to win 9 games. Okay, I know that was last year, but that's still a good point. Auburn was close in a lot of games. I mean, 8 points away in a 12-game regular season.
Yeah, 1-9 and 1-score games last 2 years. So
this thing's going over. I'm calling local man at the next break. I mean, this is a layup.
Well, that would be great for them. They need some layups. It has been a struggle, right? They have lost so many tough games. They haven't performed well at home, even though they're in the midst of 22 straight sellouts, which is a school record, right? So it's just a lot of things are set up for Auburn to be good. They really are. But, they got to be good. And I believe it when I see it. I do think they can win 7, more than 7. Hey, let's go for it. Let's see that on the field.
The statement yesterday, crafted by the SEC, barring professional players from ever playing football and other things too. Right thing to do, but they really had no choice, right? I mean, that had to happen, correct?
Yes, I'm not sure how if I wholeheartedly believe the unanimous term they used.
Yes.
But unanimous if you're holding somebody by their neck or something. I don't know exactly how they got that vote, but we'll see. It'll be very interesting. Is it going to stand up to court challenges? Will there be court challenges? What are you going to threaten LSU with if they decide to do whatever the heck they want to do? I mean, I don't know where all this is going. All I know is if the SEC is going to self-govern itself, if it's going to break away in that matter, they're just taking all the issues that the NCAA got drilled for and got killed for and putting them all themselves, and we'll see how that works out.
Final question, Brian Matthews. Are you a Dolly Parton fan?
Yes. What a wonderful woman, and what a tough day to have her pass, and incredible performer, and then just what she's spent her life doing, which was being kind and helping people that needed help. Certainly her reading program can resonate with everybody, and what she did with that. And I can actually remember her when I was a child. I don't know why she was there, but I was at a Georgia Tech game with my grandfather. He was a professor there, and she shows up, and she's up in the press box or whatever, and they announce her, and she stands up and waves to everybody. So that was that's my first time I remember knowing about Dolly Parton. I was probably 8 or 9 years old or something. Just but amazing woman, and I think she's a person that got famous but never got away from her roots.
Yeah,
which is
totally
I think really really hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep, no doubt.
Like I've said before, her and John Longshore, the only celebrities I know that never had an enemy. It's
how about that?
Unbelievable.
No doubt. Yeah,
just ride with it.
Okay, I was thinking.
Now, Barry, I've had people take some funny looks at me when I've been in Auburn. I will say that.
Well, that was me. Yeah. AuburnSports.com. Oh man, the rundown. Kidding me? All of the different stuff, the commitment trackers, things like that, all the different resources. What's going on with the website? And we understand that with game week coming up, you're actually going to ratchet it up even a little bit more, Brian.
Oh, we are. And we're going to blow it out. I'll be over there in Atlanta here in about 10 more days or so, if I'm counting right.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have blowout coverage as we continue through the end of preseason practice. It's not fall camp anymore. It's mock game week.
Yes.
We're going to roll out our depth charts for offense and defense here shortly after I get off this call here and take a good look at that and have some more coverage of that, not just putting it out there, but talking about it and writing about how we feel about it and stuff like that, and continue to roll that out. Could have some basketball news, some recruiting news, all that more. AuburnSports.com. Still have that 75% off deal for that annual subscription. Sign up for it right now. It's a terrific deal to get you all our coverage for a full year.
Man,
excellent. Appreciate you, Brian. Thanks so much.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.
We'll talk next week. Great stuff. Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com, as we get closer and closer to game week in game number 1. Looking forward to that. Good stuff.
Coming up.
Huh?
The Phantom's Daily Dog. Check the calendar. You know, John's got the itemized mimeographed show rundown. And boy, it says right there, for some reason, it's highlighted, a couple of underlines underneath it with an exclamation point or two.
Got to do it, I guess.
It's the Phantom's Daily Dog next with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
It's game day, which means some fans are packing up the car 4 hours early, while others wait until just before kickoff. Some fans are wearing their brand new jerseys, while others are wearing the same jersey they've worn since '03, because it's tradition. And why shouldn't they? NFL fans root for their teams differently, but they drink the same beer, Bud Light. The only beer that loves football as much as you do. Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with one of their clinics and take advantage of physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solution services. Get back in the game, get back to work, and get back to life with Phoenix Physical Therapy. To find a location near you and to schedule an appointment, go to phoenixphysicaltherapy.com. That's phoenixphysicaltherapy.com.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Okay, back at it here. 22 minutes past the hour on a Wednesday. Longshore and McKnight, brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. River Region Straw chat line hopping today. Hey, don't forget, locations here in Montgomery, Prattville, Auburn, and in Chelsea, right there on Highway 280. Man, if you need some pine straw, as a matter of fact, that discussion came up yesterday. So I know someone that will be heading out to their location here in Montgomery off Ryan Road on Chantilly to pick up some pine straw today for a project that they have. So you can do the same thing. Premium lawn needle pine straw for all of your landscaping needs. Boost up your property. And no order is too large or too small. Fill it up the back of a pickup truck, or you need an 18-wheeler load full of it. They got it. They can even deliver it and spread it for you as well. Give Kenny a call or text today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959. Locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Auburn, and in Chelsea on Highway 280 near Birmingham. River Region Straw. So, Barry, you mentioned something. I guess the Braves fans out there were all giddy because the Dodgers come to town. Allegedly, I'm told somebody, I think you sell out on a Monday night, a Tuesday night. Man,
Tuesday night, yep. A battle between two of the division leaders. The red-hot Los Angeles Dodgers overcame their post-trade deadline swoon and They came in, I think, having won 6 in a row. But meanwhile, the Braves had been struggling. Just 3 wins in their last 10 games. Gigantic right-hander Tyler Glasnow for the Dodgers going up against Joe Tomato Can for the Atlanta Braves.
Joe Tomato Can.
Woo,
well, you know, Barry, the Braves jumped on them early. They set the tone.
3-0. They were blooping them to death.
Uh-huh.
You know, a little flare here, a little duck snort there, and up 3-0. But for those of you who have seen the Braves bullpen, you knew the Dodgers were still in it. As a matter of fact, the Dodgers ended up
tying the
game.
It
up
at
did. 3-3 after 5 innings.
Uh-huh.
Then in the 8th, Ozzie Albies, an RBI single in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Raul Iglesias, it was a little shaky, but he got out of trouble, and he nails it down. Braves win 4-3, your final in the first game.
Yeah, that relief pitcher for the Braves, I think the Dodger hitter fouled one off. Then he threw about 4 in the dirt, and then the Dodger hitter hit a little blooper that I guess it was the right fielder came in to catch it to end the game. I don't care how it ended. Don't matter. It was a little tense, I will say, because the Dodgers had a runner on third, and then the Braves walked a guy. So they had runners at first and third with 2 outs. I'm going, all right, Julio Iglesias. Let's go, man.
No. It's not Julio Iglesias. He's the one that sang To All the Girls I've Loved Before with Willie Nelson. Jay knows that.
Okay.
It was Raul Iglesias.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he came in, took care of business for us as the Braves win as a home underdog, folks. How often are the Braves a home dog? They were minus 143 last night.
I'm sorry it took us that long in this segment to get to that, because we know a lot of you Phantom fans, and there are tens of thousands of you out there. You're saying, okay, 3 minutes of a game recap. And finally, and the Braves covered as a home underdog.
Yes, they did.
That's all you guys wanted to see. Okay.
That's right. Yep.
All right.
Braves.
All this other blah, blah about Julio Iglesias and Ozzie Albies and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Did they cover? Did they?
Yes, they did.
Win as an underdog, and they did, and that's the point.
That big third out in the top of the 9th sealed it. We got to win, so we're cashing our ticket for $143. So we're pocketing $243 because we put up 100. We're getting that 100 back plus 143 on top of that. So a winner for you last night, a big home underdog, and they come back to win it. I've seen bigger. Don't get me wrong. Now, a
lot of which have gone the other way for him. You know,
yeah, boy. Still remember the night Stanford was a 42.5-point underdog to Southern Cal and won the game outright.
The guy who threw the touchdown pass to win the game late, Stanford quarterback Tavika Pritchett, shows how long ago it was.
Yeah.
He's now the head coach of the Stanford Cardinal.
I was actually in Vegas the night that game played, and boy, there's a lot of Southern Cal fans that show up in Vegas on a weekend, and they were in shock. But Barry,
kicking trash cans.
Yeah. When you're catching 42, I mean, I'm glad Stanford ended up winning the game. I mean, really, I am. But it didn't matter because I'd already won my game by halftime. I'm thinking, whoa, I'm catching 42, and they're up at half? Okay, I'll take my chances in the second half here. Like where this one's headed.
All right.
So to not get off on that, but this is not the game tonight, Barry. But just letting you Braves fans know, your team is a home underdog again tonight.
Go figure.
But not as by much. They're plus 115. I don't know who Smith Shorver is.
You've asked about him before. AJ Smith Shorver against Roki Sasaki.
Thought that was a motorcycle company.
Roki has been okay. Hasn't been great.
Yep.
But unlike the character Roki Kalroka, who was in the great motion picture with Peter O'Toole and Mark Lynn Baker called My Favorite Year, this is Roki Sasaki. against AJ Smith-Shawver.
Love it. We'll take it.
All right.
All right, Barry, we are going to the Pacific Northwest tonight.
Okay. Early games, by the way. This is not one of those.
Well, I got 3:10.
Yeah, but that's not. There were earlier games.
Oh, yeah. It's not the earliest on the schedule tonight. But
3:10 on the Seattle Mariners television network.
Yeah.
The red-hot Philadelphia Phillies have been breathing down the Braves' necks a little bit in the National League Eastern Division.
Now, Barry, it is hard to go against a guy that's on the pitching mound with the name Jesus.
It's Jesus, John.
Going up, now this one confuses me. Brian Wu. Now, if your last name is Wu, normally your first name's not Brian.
Well, the problem is, or the great thing about that is for all of you really, really, really old people, like 20 years older than us.
Yeah.
If you got a pitcher named Wu, who is the pitching Wu used to be a big thing. Please tell me Brian Wu is a Ric Flair fan, because that's what I would do. I would have, every time he strikes somebody out, I'd have the PA guy, the sound guy at the Mariners home stadium go, woo!
That's a good point.
Why not?
Yeah, so I don't know a lot about Brian Wu, and I don't know a lot about Jesus as well. But I do know that Philadelphia has lost their last 2 games. They're 8-2 in their last 10, so they were on an 8-game winning streak.
How about that?
Seattle, on the other hand, 7-3 in their last 10. They've won 2. They are catching 120 at home tonight. This afternoon. We're going to take Seattle plus the 120. Woo-woo! The Seattle Mariners plus 120 against the Philadelphia Phillies. That is the Phantom's daily dog.
If you're heading into the men's room at Jordan-Hare Stadium, that open concrete entrance to the men's room at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and guy walks out of there and he says, woo!
Yeah.
You need to make a big U-turn and try another.
Well, you're right. I mean, woo-woo, that's kind of a cheery, excited chant, but when you see somebody go, whoa, woo, woo, whoa.
Do not
go
in there.
It's kind of like that damp red commercial when that little kid goes, damn.
There's a name for words like woo. Woo's not a word. I mean, it's like woo.
Yeah, neither is wiggle. Just saying.
Woo can be used for almost as many things in context as aub can. Good-looking woman walks by on the street corner when you're standing there. Woo.
Yeah, that's right.
You're heading out of the restroom after, the double bratwurst order. Woo!
Well, yeah. Oh, boy.
There's the Ric Flair woo. It's just,
Yeah.
That is the Phantom's daily dog. Who was the underdog in this one again?
Seattle home
dog. That's right. Against the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
Take the Mariners.
Intramural game, I believe. Intramural matchup.
Is the Phantom's daily dog.
Yeah. We got an American League hosting a National League team.
Yeah. It's not intramural, but it's interleague, but I like it.
Interleague. I love the fact, Barry, we're playing more games like this. And to think when they first started out, well, we can't play too many of them. We'll play a few of these interleague games. We don't want to play a bunch.
Well, there are a few. It really got started. That impetus really got started on an infamous interview between John Longshore and John Smoltz. I was so geeked up about having Smoltzy on, and within 5 minutes, Smoltz was going, John, you're exactly right about that. I think we need to, explore interleague. Smoltzy, let me tell you, it's the biggest no-brainer in the history. I'm thinking, what in the world has happened here? But there are also
love it.
There other interleague games, the Orioles and the Cardinals tonight in St. Louis. There's one I really wanted to kind of pick out, an interleague game, the Red Sox and the Marlins.
Oh, boy, yeah.
In Miami. there is a 100% chance that there will be more Red Sox fans there than Marlins fans.
I'll go with that.
In that game in Miami.
I'll go with that.
No doubt.
I mean, definitely when the Yankees play the Marlins or the Mets, but the Yankees particularly, which I don't know if they play in Miami very often, but when they do, I got to think there are a lot more Yankee fans than Marlins.
Stadium.
You know, Barry, it's kind of like when the Cardinals come to Atlanta.
Or the Cubs.
And people have tried to convince me that is not true, that more Cubs and Cardinal fans are there than these great Atlanta Brave fans that show up, standing room only.
Now, John has never known whether that's true or not, but his standard observation is that no, it can't be true. We had one caller one time say that, and John has taken that like it's written on marble coming down from the mount with Moses or something like that.
I got to admit, Barry, I did watch a lot of that Braves-Dodgers game last night. I don't know, probably 3 batters. That's a lot for me. I didn't turn it on. Somebody else had it on.
Yeah.
And I did notice it was that game, and I thought to myself, I think I got a little interest in this game.
Well,
so I did get my fill of Major League Baseball last night.
I don't understand this. Never bet on anything. Tobias says, betting tip. Bet the number, not the team. And why is a baseball team still in Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bet the number,
Tobias,
the team.
Tobias, I couldn't agree with you more. How can you be picking against Alabama? Because that number looks really good to me. You graduated from Alabama. How can you bet against the Tide? Done it 100 times.
Yeah. And the reason why I've done it 100 times instead of just 2 or 3 is because it's worked out for me.
Yeah. No doubt. And look, if they win the game, great.
Hey.
And if they don't cover the spread, even better. Week 2 in Lexington. Stay tuned.
Easy now. Whoa there, cowboy. When we come back, more to come still later on the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter one wolf, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
Hey, you want your property looking its very best this spring and summer, and River Region Straw has premium long needle pine straw to make that property pop. You're not buying sticks, stems, or pine cones. You're buying premium long needle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the region, full of color that will last all season long. And now River Region Straw has a 4th location in Chelsea on Highway 280 to go along with their locations here in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn. No order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. To get your River Region Straw, drop by any of their 4 locations or give Kenny a call or text today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959, and have the best-looking property this spring and summer with straw from River Region Straw.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
Okay, welcome back in. It's about 22 minutes to the top of the hour here today. Checking out the River Region Straw chat line here. A lot of conversation going on. We've been all over the board today, from Dolly Parton to Clint Eastwood to
Ric Flair.
Joel Klatt, Ric Flair. Yeah, it's been
Bunch of
awesome.
stuff. All brought to you by River Region Straw. Like John said, it's getting to be that time. Autumn is at least in our mindset, and that's a wonderful time for you to start getting that landscaping done with River Region Straw. Starting tomorrow, and it does count.
It does.
Maine at Towson. That's at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That is college by gosh football. Southern Illinois at West Florida. The Salukis versus the Argos. That's at 5 o'clock in the
Wait a minute. Did it used to be Towson State?
It did.
Yeah.
The Towson Tigers are in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bring that up right now, there's an interesting tweet or post from Brett McMurphy, who is with On3. And he doesn't count these games, by the way. He tweets this: 948 games, 149 days. The longest college football season in recorded human history starts at noon on Saturday with TCU versus North Carolina. My buddy Danny Reed, who's been a guest on the program before, he used to be the voice at Georgia Southern. He now is a national radio voice. He's actually doing that game on the radio. He texted me a picture this morning. He's already in Dublin. Wow. Coaches and players are already torching the drawn-out schedule.
Well, what's wrong with it?
149 days. 948 games. That sounds like a lot. The first games, again, involving FBS teams, will begin on Saturday. Early, North Carolina versus TCU in Dublin. Saturday is August the 29th. 27, the 29th. August the 29th. The national championship game is January the 25th.
Now,
September, October, November, December, January. That is 5 full months. 149 days between North Carolina versus TCU.
Yeah.
And the national championship game. That is long day. And the national championship game will be in Vegas, by the way.
Yes, it will.
6:30 at night on a Monday.
It could be some empty seats at kickoff if people are on a hot streak at Caesar.
According to Brett McMurphy, there has never in the recorded human history been a longer football season than there will be in 26-27.
Couple of things there. Back in when we were little kids, Barry, the college football season didn't start till like the 10th of September.
No doubt.
Yeah. So it's gotten earlier and earlier. I'm not so, the late August, I guess I can deal with it. I remember years ago in the 80s when they had those kickoff classics at East Rutherford. They were usually the week before everybody else played. My biggest problem, Barry, is they got to condense this postseason. And I've seen some maps and some ways and some plans to get it taken care of if they, in fact, expand to 16 teams, which is coming. But I just don't like these long layovers. And I think last year what there was like Georgia play was like a month after the SEC championship game before they played again.
Well, Selection Sunday, when the playoff bracket is revealed, is December the 6th, which is the day after all of these conference championship games that John talks about.
Yeah.
Conference championship games on Saturday. They'll select, the bracket will be revealed on that Sunday, December 6th. The first round games will be Friday, December 18th, go figure, and Saturday, December the 19th. So the first games of the college football playoff will be December the 18th. The final game of the college football playoff, again, will be 5 weeks later on January the 25th. 5 a month and a week to determine 12 teams down to 2. That is a long time.
Yeah.
It is too long.
It's terrible.
And wait till we get to 16 teams or, God forbid, 24 teams.
So let's condense it. Let's make it a little more streamlined. Too much sitting around, twiddling our thumbs. That I don't like. And I haven't liked that even before we got to the playoffs. You know, you play your last game and then you go play on New Year's Day. Huh.
Yeah.
Stupid. Never figured it out. People knew I was right. They just wouldn't admit it.
Boy, does that ever get frustrating? You know,
it does.
Happens over and over. Well, he knows he's right. He knows that you know that he's right. But there's some sort of a disconnect between some reason why people know John's right, but they just won't admit it. Maybe it's a personal problem they have, or problem with the presentation of it or something like that. I don't know.
You know, what do you do? But hey, we're going to make it work. And
yep,
it's all good. It's all
and
good,
it's coming up. It is right here. I mean, it's right here. It's right in front of us.
And my attorneys and accountants say, man, you got to quit giving this stuff away for free.
Yep. It's like the Joker said in Batman, The Dark Knight or something like that. My first rule, if you're good at something, never do it for free. That's right before he pounded that guy's head, that pencil through that guy's head. It was great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but
John laughed at that one so hard that he actually knocked his camera askew a little bit.
Well, Barry, I do want to mention, I'm glad you brought that up because I had to get up there when we had CJ on. I've inherited 2 pets that love to come up here in the morning.
Yeah.
And
scratch.
I got a 7-year-old pug and I got probably now a 4-month-old kitten. So the 7-year-old pug is looking at this kitten like, will you leave me alone? And the kitten wants to play.
Yeah.
So I got the pug out of here, but the kitten's running around, jumping all over stuff, looking for stuff. And I just knew it was a matter of time. The kitten was going to hit the camera.
Yep.
So I got to go over there and move it around real quick. Or actually, maybe I can adjust it here. Yeah, there we go. I'll just do it on the screen and I'll get up and do it later. So there's a lot of.
You got to get the AU football in the background. That's a must.
If you see me looking at the floor, or, you know, I'm waiting for the cat to jump up on the table, actually, to tell you the truth, to give you a little full view of it. But sorry about that.
We'll come back.
Yeah.
We'll try to get John focused enough, that 4-month-old cat, goodness.
Oh, boy. Cute as they can. They're both cute as they can be. It's amazing when they take a little, like when it's nap time and the cat will rest its head on the pug's like hip. And they lay there on the floor and take a nap together. So it's kind of cute. I'll send you a picture.
Oh, I bet that pug hates that. Hates it. I've never seen a cute pug in my entire life. So
you know, you got to kind of grow into a pug. I get it. But they do. Those eyes will look at you. It's all in the eyes. A pug's eyes just will make you melt.
I don't know. It looks kind of like they're bugging out or something. Well, when we come back, it's the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel here on our Wednesday edition of Longshore and McKnight and the 4-month-old cat and the 7.
Calm down over there. Cat's name is Peter, by the way.
Pug?
Yeah. Lola the pug, Peter
named
the cat.
after the Kinks song?
Yeah.
Nice.
You got me on my knees.
That's Layla. Well,
Layla.
Yeah. Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Big news for Central Alabama travelers. Getting to Texas just got easier. You can now fly nonstop from Montgomery to Houston with United Airlines. No long drives, no layovers, just smooth direct travel from your hometown airport. Whether it's business or a weekend getaway, Houston is now just one flight away. Spend more time there and less time getting there. Fly nonstop to Houston. Fly MGM, where travel feels easy. Book your trip today at flymgm.com.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The more you play, the more chances you have to win during Diamond Days all summer long at Victoryland Casino. Win diamond jewelry and your share of $105,000 in free play. Also all summer long, it's TV Tuesdays. Win TVs and your share of $80,000 in free play. Giveaways galore all summer long. Diamond Days and TV Tuesdays with $185,000 in free play at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
Well, I got to put these earbuds in right. Those things are kind of tough. I need some new earbuds. Huh.
I like those.
They're good, but the cat's got a hold of them. I noticed that. The cat plays with these. I got to put them up after every broadcast.
Jeez, the things you got to deal. Can you just throw them out and shut the door?
I try, but the cat's too damn quick. The cat, for 4 months old, the cat's pretty quick. I got a fishing pole with a little thing on the end of it that'll jump, but the cat's figured out as I kind of ease toward the door or something. Cat looks at me like I ain't falling down again.
No.
I ain't doing that.
Kidding me.
Yeah, cats are smarter than I thought.
Yeah, exactly. So that is a little taste of the home life. It's like Robin Leach, Lives of the Rich and Famous, where you get to tour. John's dealing with a dog and a cat in the studio that he has inherited. Meanwhile, we don't have any pets at my house.
Well,
every once in a while I'll drop something.
Yeah.
A pen, and I got to go down and get it. That's about all I have to deal with on that. Well, today, what you can look at today, I am loving the Little League World Series. You got Nicaragua versus Curacao at noon today on ESPN.
Yep.
You got Nevada versus Iowa at 2 on ESPN. The winners book their spots in the international and the U.S. championships. Phoenix City here in Alabama is absolutely kicking butt and taking names. Major League Baseball, you got the Yankees and the Astros along with Braves Dodgers. That's at 6:05. Big game, Yankee Stadium. Astros are not very good. Yankees are pretty dadgum good, but it's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, not good. It's kind of hard to flip back and forth from. I will say this though, Barry. I was thinking about this the other day before we get quickly to the Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheel.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for the quad box. I'm so psyched up about it. And then every now and then they really throw in a good one. They throw the octo box up there.
There's no way.
Which is kind of confusing, I will admit, but I do like it. But the quad box, I know the little lady go, what's with 4 games?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I love it.
I can't do it. You can't focus on the game. This is probably the basic psychological difference between Longshore and McKnight is he can watch 4 games, but he's not watching saying, oh, wow, look at that. This is a big third down conversion going up over there. Now, see, that one up there, this guy's about to punt. I don't know. I'd go for it right here. He can't do that. I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, wow, that second down play call is what really set up this drive to get it going. Now it's in the 7th play, and John's like, what? I just want to see if they're covering.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right, here we go.
And then the red zone on Sunday, it's just a dream
I
come
can do
true.
without it. Can do without it. Never watch it. Never watch it.
Good.
I do watch the Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheel, brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner too. Think of it. Think of it, people. 6 topics that John and I have no idea what they're talking about. Normally it's something like Byzantine architecture, but this is sports and other stuff.
Shake it. Didn't the Cars have a song that was Shake
It Up?
Shake it. Yeah.
All right. Oh, something's about to happen to somebody.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Did that get him in the groin area?
I've seen it happen where it gets you. This is Cody Clemens, whose dad, Roger, probably never had this happen to him, which is why he had a son named Cody Clemens. Cody, if you're the athletic trainer, that is the trot of shame, because there's a couple of things that you're not going to do.
Yeah. Here you go. There you go. Walk it off. There you go, buddy.
I ain't got,
off. That's right.
That's all you do. Give him some time.
That's right. Take in a couple breaths. Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, Barry, I do understand catchers do wear a protective cup.
Everybody wears a protective cup.
Does every other player do that too?
Every player wears it. Good gosh, can you imagine? Yes, everybody wears a protective cup. I've talked with catchers at Troy University that have taken they have taken pitches in the dirt, or foul tips that have actually cracked the cup in half. If you ever see a catcher calmly, or it still hurts like the dickens, they tell me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that right there, that still picture right there exemplifies the main reason why so many people decide baseball is not for them as a participation.
Boy, Barry, I just walked it off myself while I watched that guy on the ground. Jeez.
They're watering.
Hurts looking at it.
Oh, my gosh. My voice is an octave higher.
What else we got?
Okay, that's
After
one.
That one. I don't know if we can move on.
Jeez. Like Macho Grande. Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just the worst. The worst. It is eye-opening.
It is. It sure is.
Eye-opening from Gurn here. Oh, they had a scrimmage with the Jaguars. No fight.
Oh, that's no good.
But the Bucks and the Jags had a bit of a scrimmage. He said Bucks would have lost that game. Jacksonville was playing with their hair on fire, and if you've seen Trevor Lawrence, that's a lot of hair.
It is.
The Bucks, again, Baker's not all that happy with his contract. He is a terrific quarterback. They've got a receiver from Georgia State named Ted Hurst that was really good against the Trojans, a really good player, and he's having a good camp for Tampa. But man, the Jags, John, I just like the look of them.
Okay.
They're more physical.
Yeah. I mean, it said last week, Cowherd doesn't even have them finishing in the top 2 in their division.
Former Troy receiver Tez Johnson having a good preseason for the Buccaneers. All right, what else we got?
Dickens. I'm sorry. 4 more to go.
4 to go.
4 more to go here on the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Victoryland open 24/7, 365, exit 22.
Is this big?
Alabama.
Is this big changes? Big changes.
Change. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Now the Live Tour is dead and gone. It's buried. It's out.
Yeah,
PGA Tour postseason match play.
Like it.
Not next year, but the year after. A new era begins in 2028. 32 players, 2 weeks, head to head, a championship series finale. 72-hole stroke play tournament that'll finalize the points list and determine the season-long champion, and then a tour championship with match play.
Love it, Barry. It's like football. We got a bracket set up. It's like March Madness. Boom, you lose, you're out. Move on.
You know why they're doing that? You know what? Why would you do that now after so many years and everything? BETTING.
Sure. And I've always said I love match play. I've won a lot of match play events because, hey, okay, I took a 7 on a hole, but I'm only 1 down.
That's right.
It's great.
Right back at it. Next,
birdie the next hole, I'm back to even. My opponent's looking at me like, well, damn, I thought I was about to go on like a 3-hole winning streak here. Nope, not so fast, my friend.
It's tailor-made for inconsistent golfers.
Oh, love match play. Love it. All right, 3 more to go. What do we got? Spin away, see what comes up.
All right.
About to snatch this cat. Get over here. Jeez. All right.
Can you give him like a gummy or something? One of those gummies like you. Well, all right, Grand Slammer.
Mine are a little too potent, I think. I have to cut it in half.
Red Sox Marlins. They played last night. Look at all the Red Sox fans. Boom. That is Jared Duran. And where is everybody?
I thought John from Wetumpka told me baseball attendance was booming.
Jaron Duran had the grand slam at the top of the 11th. Boom, hits it in the empty seats.
Yeah, just stands there and watches
immediately. Look at all the Red Sox caps in the stand. I mean, this is a Marlins game. Look at the reaction from all the fans. They're jumping up and hoop. We got to play that over again.
They bring their mascot to the game? Wow.
Mascot probably lives there. You got, I mean, it's the guy for the visiting team hits a grand slam, and everybody in the crowd's jumping up and screaming and yelling. It's in Miami. How do the Marlins players feel?
Brush with greatness. I have played golf with Billy the Marlin.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that before. All right. I think we got one left.
I think
one
two,
to go.
actually. We got 2 to go.
Oh, yeah. We got 2 minutes left. Here we go. 2 to go.
Right,
Natty and smells fishy. There have been. John has combined those topics. Somebody wins a natty, but it smells fishy.
That's
2010 was an example.
I ain't
of that.
kidding.
Natty.
What do we got? Oh, natty.
Oh, yeah. I did read this from a writer in Washington. They have a new dog. It's called Natty. And they went through a day with the Marlins mascot dog. She said she was interviewing the dog, and the dog fell asleep.
Oh,
only wakes up when the TV's turned on.
Yeah.
You ever had a dog? I've had dogs before where it sleeps, but if you say, something like you want to go for a walk, I mean, all of a sudden it's boom up on 4.
Yep.
Yeah. That
dog's got to take a nap.
always said. One of John's favorite sayings is, if I believed in reincarnation, I'd come back as a good-looking woman.
Yeah.
You want to come back as a Labrador puppy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there's more to it, Barry. I want to come back. If there is such thing as reincarnation, I want to come back as a good-looking woman, knowing what I know as a man.
Now. Yeah. You don't want to be on a discovery as to what doors open for you being a good-looking woman. You want to already know that stuff so you can take advantage. True. All right, there we go. That's Natty, the Nationals mascot dog, who has been living the life. All right.
Living the life. One more to go. Spin it to make it official. What do we have here today?
Smells fishy.
Ooh,
all right, you guys.
What do we got
behave
here?
yourselves on the
chat. I could say
line.
something, but I'm not. It's
no.
show.
Smells fishy to close. LeBron signed a $154 million contract with the Lakers back in 2018. He reportedly took a $300 million loan.
What? What's up with that?
How in the world? He's got an LLC, borrowed $300 million from a pair of Midwestern life insurance just beforehand. I wonder what the monthly payment is on $300 million.
Yeah, I think he can handle it, but gee whiz, that's tough stuff there, man. Tough stuff. Wow, LeBron with a new team. Get ready for that.
Yeah, he's with the.
Barry, I don't think I could get a $300 million loan at my bank. I just don't think it's going to happen. All right, great stuff today.
I mean,
Thanks
he talked
again
to Gene Crane.
I don't even think he'd say, "Let me get back to you."
No, he'd laugh. But anyway, for you, anyway, somebody else. Who knows?
CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News. Thanks to him as well as Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com here on the program today. Tomorrow, it is Jason Caldwell of Auburn 247, Rodney Orr, the Tider Insider, brought to you by the Destin Connection Seafood Market. And don't forget, hey, Theotis, Friday, Ralph Michaels, Wager Talking the Gold Sheet, will be joining us to kick things off here this season.
Live from Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville. He won't be Theotis, so don't try to meet him in the lobby, but he'll be on the air with us here. For our guests today, of course, Brian Matthews, AuburnSports.com, CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, our producer, Gurn Jr., John Longshore, Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight.